By now, you know that if you're a content creator, the way that people make money, if not through brand deals, if not through sponsorships, if not through getting paid for ads shown on their videos or content, is through promoting products and services that you use, you recommend. And the best way to get a hold of people is through emails. Like, how you do emails. You've always heard people say that don't rely on social media platforms. Get people in the email list, send them emails, nurture them, talk to them, relate your stories, and get them to trust you and like you and whatever, and then eventually sell to them through your email list. But how do you do that? That's kind of daunting. I know when I started, it was email funnels and segmentation, all those terms related to email marketing was overwhelming, so I just didn't do it. So I wasted a lot of time. Thankfully, ConvertKit, which I'm going to put a link down below. I'm an affiliate for ConvertKit. When I first bought it, I just bought it. I've been with them for years and years and years. I love the service so much. I recommend it. Made it so easy. And now they've evolved. They have templates. They have drag and drop sort of things like that. There's so much more you can do ConvertKit than you could before. And so first get the link down below and then watch this walkthrough. I'm going to walk you through how to create an email list so you can turn people who just watch you and users and email subscribers into actual customers. It can be done. So let me show you how to do it in this tutorial right here. Okay, today we're going to go through ConvertKit, which is an email marketing platform made originally for content creators, podcasters, infopreneurs, people who have a website or some other platform, perhaps a YouTube channel or a podcast, and they want to get those people who listen to their content or watch their content from the platforms onto their email list so they can communicate with them, share more information, perhaps even sell a product or recommend a product later on down the line. So this is mine, one of mine. I have several different emails, and I've gone through several different email marketing systems, and I've settled on ConvertKit. I purchased it years ago, and one thing I love about it right now, you see there's 935 subscribers. At one point, I had in this this particular account, over 10,000 subscribers. What I did find out, my open rate was significantly low because I'd gotten no subscribers from various different freebies and various different events and various different campaigns over the years. People have opted in to join my email list, but I did a piss poor job of segmenting them, making sure they have different categories. And at some point it was just too much and overwhelming. I wasn't being focused, and therefore when I sent out emails, they wouldn't open them. Nowadays, I managed to whittle it down to 935. I did a campaign when I said, hey, I'm cleaning up my list. If you do not open this email, I gave them several emails, then I'm going to assume that you're not getting it or you're not interested. That's why you don't see it. And so if you're not reading this, that means you're most likely going to be removed. When I did that, I got down to 935. Amazing thing happened when I got down to 935. My open rate increased from something which was really horrible, like below 10%, all the way up to 32%, which is above average. The average, I think I was researching this before I started this, is between 17 and 18%, and anything above 17 and 28% is considered great. And as you can see from mine, it is 32%. So, and I have an average click-through rate of less than 1%, but that means people are clicking through. I've sent 5,724 emails. This included the emails I sent out before I called this list down. So let's go through the different things you can do on ConvertKit in terms of making money from your people who you reach out to or connect through social means, your website, or other external means. Email marketing is still the best way to convert. So ConvertKit offers, they have in the menu you'll see 5 different categories. Learn is where they have a community creator university where they teach you a lot about how to become a creator with ConvertKit, how to convert, which means get people from just watching your content, reading your content, to actually becoming a customer or purchasing something from you. A community where you can ask questions, and then just documentation for helpful articles. So all of this is in here. The Creator University, let's click that really quick. Looks like this. There's a course for how to create a newsletter. newsletter for creators, starting an online business course, grow your income course. So these are great. So I would recommend the first thing you do when you get your ConvertKit is go through these courses. They go pretty quickly, but I think they're a great starter. So you kind of know about email marketing. The community, they have this new campaign, this new thing where they are encouraging fellow email marketers, fellow creators to recommend one another, and also perhaps to get a commission. And so it's a brand new sort of, it's new. I'm a member of it. I've only recommended one. I'm exploring it because I'm not quite sure how it works, but it's new. That's all I can say about that. So you have different ways you can earn. Payout just shows like if you can do courses now. If I did courses, they would show me how much I made from courses. Tip jars, if someone likes my content, I can say, hey, you can book me for further tips or information, but if you like this, I have the option at the end of each newsletter to add a tip jar. So if an audience member feels so moved, they feel like I've changed their lives, or I told them something that's going to save them money or resources or energy or frustration, they may want to tip me. So that's one way if you feel comfortable of doing that. Then finally, you have digital products. You can sell subscriptions. Some people have email subscriptions where you go more deep in detail. This series, my daughter has a email a book. So I had started a series for her, and you can either charge by month, and ConvertKit allow people to pay through here, and they take a percentage, so you don't have any upfront costs for that. So you can do a digital product, or if you have like something that you're selling, perhaps a newsletter, a cheat sheet, itinerary if you're a travel vlogger, workout plan if you're exercise podcaster or vlogger, anything where you feel like you can add value to people's lives, give them some more deep dive inside information. Automate, I'll get through that. Before I get to automate, let me just tell you the options for sending. You can just do a broadcast to everyone in your email list, or you can segment your email list. Like I mentioned at the top of this, I did a poor job of segmenting my audience. So I had people on there who joined my email list for different reasons, for a part of my lifestyle blog, my tech blog, a startup I had. So it was just a hodgepodge. So the broadcast, you send it to everyone, or you can actually send it to specific people. Sequence is where you can sort of send email sequences to different people. Creator Daily Summer Series, for example, I had 925 subscribers. I lost 56, and it was half 50% click-through rate, but I had an open rate of 32. It was 11 days, 7 emails that I sent that to people. So over 11 days, I sent out 7 emails. And so you can create these different sequences and newsletters. If you have a campaign, if you're launching something new, you can do that and make sure they get it every day. Let's look at the Creator Daily Summer Series. So this summer, I gave out information, and here it says I decide how often it strips out. So after the first day, in 2 days, they're gonna get this email. In 2 days, they're gonna get that one. The next day, they get that one. So this is a total of 11 days. And each email, I have these snippets. So here's an opt-out snippet where it says, if you're a new creator, veteran carried in your luck, you subscribe to my newsletter. And if you don't fall in this category and you want to get out, I tell people scroll down and empty out themselves. I offer people the opportunity to jump out of the email list every single time, and I also have it at the bottom because I don't want to, and I have unsubscribe. Sometimes people will use words like manage your preferences because they don't want people to leave. I just say, hey, you don't like this, unsubscribe, update your profile or leave, because I don't see the value in speaking to someone who doesn't get to be spoken to, and they charge based on the number of people in email subscribers list. So the times I had over 10,000 subscribers, I was paying a higher fee and people weren't opening it. So I was paying people to get in their email box and they didn't want to be there. So I give people ample opportunity to leave, and that's why I'm happy with the lower number and I can get more folks on there. So you put what you want to put the content on there. You can add pictures. This is a snippet, meaning that this is pre-created. The way snippets work is you can add, let me see if I can do it. Yeah, so you can add can I add something here? Yes, let me do this. So you can put headings, bulleted blog quotes, just to makes it more dynamic and more interesting. You can put a button there that says buy now. If you get recommendation for other creators, I'm not quite sure what that is. But the important part I want to tell you about is these snippets, reusable content. So I have an opt-out disclaimer if I ever am promoting something that mentions where I need to tell FTC that I'm going to commission. I have that already written out there so they can know. And then I have this here as a snippet. This I can just easily, it makes it easy for you just to add that piece of content at the end. Let's see the different snippets I have. So I have tools, I'll have the sponsor, I'll have different numbers, and then there's inline stuff that I can add in between. So opt-out intro, that's the language I told you here. It says if you're here, you can opt out. So those are little snippets. The opt-out intro was up here, so I don't need it down here again. But anyway, so that's what you can do when you do your email series. So that's essentially the emails. And then they have different styles you can select. Under the templates, we can talk about that soon. So that is essentially the sequences and how they work. And it tells you each sequence, there's analytics behind each sequence. So you know what's working, what's not working, what you can retire, what you can keep. So then I have, let me see. So that's subscribers. That's we're send. That was sequences. Broadcast, if you just want to send out like a blast, you can just, and it gives you a report on the, so for example, I sent this out, had 69 clicks, which is pretty great. 3 unsubscribers, each time I get unsubscribers, which I do not mind, you can make it public, meaning that you can have a newsletter feed and I can share this to my social, which the benefits of that is if I am, like, for example, this email list, the content from this one, for example, it was embedded. There were a lot of links in here, I think. Yeah, not too many. But, so if I want to make this public, this would be great. I can share this. The people are going to read this, and they can also potentially click this here, set up your personal brand in 9 steps, and I can get them on my email list. So that's a great way of getting people in the public to get into your email list. If you share this document saying, make them think you look big. Here's my article. I'm promoting my article, but I also promote my, this is sponsored by my free ebook, which if they click this to buy the ebook, they get back in my list. So that's a great way why you would want to have your broadcast be public. Email templates, which is relatively new. Instead of starting from scratch, they have like nice visual templates that you can just copy, and start off, and so it looks more visually appealing. So those are the options for send. I told you the options for learning. I told you about the earning. I told you the grow is your subscriber total, the various different landing forms. So the way the landing forms work is you can create a form that will be either its own page. So for example, the 45-minute social media checklist, I believe that's a whole form. That's a whole page. Yeah, this is a whole page. So someone to click on this, I think it's JJ Gap 45, so they'll get the whole page, as opposed to a form where the form would just be like this piece where I can embed into a blog article, I can embed it, someplace else. So that's the difference between the form and the landing page and the forms, landing page and forms. And you see how many visitors came to that form and the conversions. Let me see, a good form I had was this form here. YouTube channel growth had 860 visitors, and I was able to get 111 subscribers from that, which is a 12% conversion rate. The highest conversion rate I got was for this is RYT sign up page. I forget what that is for. 200% 7-day blog channel. That was pretty cool. Anyway. So that's the landing page, and that's why it says grow, because you're growing the subscribers, you're growing via landing pages. The Creator Network, that was the thing I was mentioning to talk about. Creator Network is a network where I just started, I haven't really used this before, where you recommend people, and then after you recommend people, I recommended her. Wow, and after I recommended her, she got a subscriber through me. So if she can recommend me as well, but I need to make my newsletters public, and then if I make my newsletters public, I think more people will recommend me. So that's my recommendations. I haven't had any recommendations. I haven't really explored this yet, but they say there's a way for you to make money from this, especially if these people are selling products and you recommend them. You can get a commission sale from recommending them. Yeah, so there's a lot. These are all the people that are in here. This is also a great source of kind of snooping, see what other people are doing. Because if I view her profile, I can see how this person, Crystal, for example, set up her page. I can read her recent posts and see how she's doing it. So it's a great way to get ideas as well. So that is but I'm not going to recommend anyone. I don't really read them too. So that is how you grow. You grow through the Creator Network, through subscribers, your landing page, and this is just your own profile that I'm still building out. So mine is kind of like, it's not that great, but it's okay. And then finally is automation. So let's go through the most complex. This one, I'm not going to really go into it. It automatically generates email and digests when there's a feed. So when I open up something in my feed, it'll automatically create, it'll send that syndication. It'll syndicate the recent post someplace. So I can make all my posts go automatically to, someplace else. So it can add a feed. It can go, I can republish it someplace else. I can, have a digest and send it. So there's different ways you can do that. That's a little bit more complicated. You don't have to really get into that. So don't worry about that. It's RSS feed. It's called really simple syndication. That's what RSS stands for. Then you have integrations, just let you know that it integrates with various different platforms. Gumroad is a platform that I use to sell products. So if someone purchased a product from Gumroad, I would have them, or someone opts into ConvertKit, I can send them over to Gumroad to purchase or to watch the product. It can integrate through Stripe if you want to make a payment, Samcart, Shopify. I have a Shopify store. I have a Teachable account. I have WooCommerce and Zapier. So you can say if this, then that, essentially. Someone clicks the link, then they'll come to my ConvertKit, or from ConvertKit, they'll go to Gumroad. So that's what you use automation, the integrations for. And then there's two different types. There's visual automations and then there's rules. The rules, I believe, are just for people who just are mathematical. So, for example, I have a series of rules. These are loading up. So here's one. So if anyone purchases a product on Keep Teachable, one of these products, for example, they will automatically be subscribed to my welcome series. And I will add the tag social media class because they're a social media class student. And then they're going to walk through the series. So in the future, if I want to sell something just for students, I can say, hey, I have a special deals for students. I know and it's going to be going to people who've already purchased it because they're social media students, social media class. Or after this series is done, I can say, I'm glad you have my welcome series. I have a fall series, and hope you enjoy my welcome series. Let's get started for my fall series. So if I do my integrations, I can know through let me show this. The visual automations, I can say after someone finishes watching or going through the series, the next thing I'm going to do is dump them into another series, another sequence. I don't do as much as these as I should, so I'm really underutilizing the services. But for example, here's one. Oh, they also give you templates. So this is a template. Let's say I'm releasing a new podcast. So I have a landing page saying, welcome to my new podcast. So anyone who's already a podcast subscriber or someone who saw my announcement for my new podcast in social media, they will be in these two buckets. So they would dump into podcast subscribers once they subscribe. Then I can have a podcast release warm-up sequence when I'm telling them, hey, the podcast is about to come out, and I say the podcast is out now, let's discuss. The podcast comes out October 4th, and then here's the podcast was released. And if they've listened to the podcast, they'll get a certain piece of tag as well. And if they listen to it, just get some information here. For those who didn't listen to it, they may send them reminders, and that's in an automation. So that's how you make sure that you segment your audience based on their activity, based on where they are in terms of these are sequences. People used to do this by paper. This used to be complicated, but ConvertKit makes it super, super easy to segment your audiences. And then the visual segmentation I love because they do it for you. All you have to do is like drag and drop and add what you want to add, like change that. It says any form, but I can click that. I have several forms. I can say I can edit this and say which form. Here's all my different forms I want to be in there, and conditions and things like that. So that is how the broadcast sequence work. That's how the
the rules, if the net automation rules work, and that's how you can automate your funnels. So essentially, that's why ConvertKit is great. It's the best. I just absolutely love it because it made everything super, super easy. All right.
Wasn't that amazing? So now you have the tool. So get that link down low, click the ConvertKit, get started, go through the Creator University. And yeah, it's never too late to start. And I wish you so much luck. Now, this is part of a series that I've started here on this channel, my Creator Economy channel, showing you how to do different things on social media. So if you love that and you want to learn more about how to harness the power of social media as a creator, I invite you to check out that playlist right here.